Well, I knew we were getting some cool stuff, but I was not expecting this at all. Every S-grade piece of gear now has an Arcana for it. And if you're like me, hanging on to those equipment treasure selection boxes, they now threw a phase 1 next to it, and the new stuff is not in there. So it's all the original ones that we first had in it, and maybe we'll throw that on the Sky Splitter or even the Reaper staff that I finally got to Legendary. Now I've gone through and looked at every single one, and some of these look pretty amazing. I'm not going to go through them all today, because you can just look at them yourself by either going over to the collections, finding the statue and clicking on the icon for that, and browsing through it. No idea how to get these, but you can also go and look at these if you go over to the chest area and hit the little question mark. It'll list all the S-grade items and just another spot to see them. But I will say the one I'm most excited for is we do have the Whisperer in there, which is the only mythic I have at the S-grade that I could actually go and implement some treasures or arcanas too. Now, as far as the whole changes to the Cappy machine, I was curious to see if I was going to see anything on that, because I do have a Cappy machine going on right now for the whole mount effect, but it doesn't look like that's actually taken effect inside the game. However, though, I was surprised to see how many of these gems I had waiting for me inside the Star Challenge, which, by the way, if you want to, you can just go back, click on the ones like the first one, and it'll say, oh, looks like you're a little bit too strong for this. Do you just want to skip over it? And you get all the rewards. The other nice thing about this too is if you wanted, you could actually go back and replay any of the chapters inside the game. Not sure why you would want to do it, but if it was something you wanted to go and try to go up against a boss that's easier, maybe farm, I don't really know how well it's going to serve you, because you're not going to be getting the chest for, say, beating day 25, but still, just something you could do if I guess you wanted to. And we also have the second phase of the 7-day carnival. Complete that all the way through and you'll get yourself a shadow ring. And I gotta say, I have one of these things at Mythic. I've always kind of given it a bad rap on it, but the fact that once you get to Mythic, your cooldown of casting that Icy Spikes is gonna reduce down to, say, 3 turns. Now that we have the Arcana, that might actually take it down to 2 turns. So I guess the question is, does this actually make the Shadow Ring something that's halfway decent if we can proc this every 2 turns? But no idea about this treasure activity, when we'll be seeing that. And as far as the shop that has all these statues, still the same 5, no sign of Elsa, and it doesn't look like we even have one for Freya yet. But with all that being said, this is a lot of stuff added to the game, and I'm pretty excited about it and can't wait to get my hands on some of it. If you want to know about the stuff that came out in the last update we just saw a couple of days ago, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.